Folks living in Guthrie are upset after not hearing tornado sirens when dangerous storms blew through Logan County very early this morning.
Fox 25's Grant Palmer explains to us why the sirens didn't go off and how one deputy took the matter into his own hands.
Deputy Jordan Crawford woke up at 4 in the morning Friday to an alert of a tornado warning in his area. But while getting his family into their storm shelter, he noticed he didn't hear any sirens, so he decided to take matters into his own hands.
So I hopped in my patrol car real quick, went around the neighborhood 2 or 3 times, lights and sirens, just trying to let everybody know that, hey, to get up. Obviously, they were going to see the bad weather outside and hopefully turn the news on and see what was going on.
Sean Pierce with Logan County Emergency Management tells me the sirens are remote activated and they just could not dial into the system, saying it was an anomaly that they were not prepared for. Has this happened before?
Never happened before. The last test we did was the 17th. The test was fine. Everything went through. All of our sirens worked.
Valerie Castle lives in the same neighborhood as Deputy Crawford and heard his police sirens as the storms that knocked down trees swept through.
We're just really proud to have him in our neighborhood, and we think it was really brave and courageous what he did, and we actually feel like, you know, he's kind of a hero to us.
Castle adds what Crawford did to warn the neighborhood wasn't taken lightly by her or her neighbors.
Sacrificing his own life and his family like that for the rest of us really means a lot to, I know, my family, and I'm hearing a lot of other families in the neighborhood. We're just really grateful to have him here.
Reporting for Fox 25 News, I'm Grant Palmer.
Pierce says the sirens are back up and operational now, but they are still working to determine exactly what caused them to fail. It is a reminder that you need to have more than one way to receive warnings. Speaking of, with those chances of more severe weather this weekend, make sure you download the Fox 25 weather app onto your phone or device. Just open up your camera, scan the QR code on your screen, and this will give you access to live radar and send you the alerts that you need to know about right to your phone.
The morning storms left behind a trail of damage in Logan County area. We've got 4 different spots that it really hit. First, let's take a look at the impact on power line poles near Highway 33 in May and Guthrie. Several poles snapped. You can see some of the roofing off of this done here. Some OG&E crews did respond to this scene to inspect everything, and they're going to make some repairs. And on the property behind the power lines, again, this barn with some of that roof damage, just a lot of things that are needing cleaned up out there. Our crews also found damage near South Broadway and Prairie Grove Road in Guthrie. Excuse me. You can see nearly half the top of this dome here of one of those silos just gone. And again, more damage there around on the ground. Looks like a transformer there as well. And just east of that silo, an apartment complex is sustained some damage. You can see there's caution tape. So we have roof structures on the ground. We're told that's where mailboxes were supposed to be, and things got blown around and really causing some issues there. And northwest of Guthrie, there's a daycare in Crescent dealing with damage. The playgrounds at Little Blessings Daycare were damaged. The equipment looked as if it had been thrown all around. The owner told us while they were without power this morning, they had to close for the day. There was no roof damage. No one was hurt. They do plan to reopen on Monday.
Several roads in Luther are now back open after those early morning storms caused multiple downed trees. According to the Luther Fire Department, Diagonal Road near Potawatomi and Hera Road was closed for hours. Crews worked all day to clear the roads, and with the chance of more storms, they want you to contact them if you encounter any downed trees. Yesterday's weather also caused a house fire after a lightning strike hit the chimney. Oklahoma City Fire says it happened just before 6 near Northwest 150th and Western, with the fire spreading to the roof and into the attic. Crews worked to quickly put out the fire and say everyone was outside when crews arrived.
Went inside and we were able to locate the fire on the 2nd floor in the attic and extinguish it pretty quick.
They say the weather sometimes makes the response a little more challenging, and that lightning strike did leave behind some debris.
OG&E crews have been busy all day trying to restore power to customers after severe storms and winds moved through the state last night. As of right now, taking a live look, there's about 400 or so customers without power. Now, OG&E also reminding folks to be weather aware, be ready to activate some storm plans this weekend. They say with more storms expected to head into our area, they're expecting more outages, which could delay restoration times. They say crews will continue to work around the clock until every customer has their electricity back on.
As more storms continue to pass, officials are asking residents to report any outages, debris, or downed power lines. According to OG&E, they will bring tree and brush debris to your curb. However, customers are responsible for removing the debris. They ask you to never touch or drive over a downed power line and try to avoid areas impacted so that crews can work safely and quickly.
Happening now, a community working together to get a plan to fix the cemetery damaged by the recent severe weather.
Fox 25's Jaya Brown visited the cemetery in Vian, Oklahoma, where the owner says Mother Nature left the place in shambles.
A cemetery rooted in Oklahoma history experienced a tragedy never seen before. From broken tombstones, from trees uprooted from the ground. One owner tells us the damage is unspeakable.
I couldn't believe it because landscaper, he just cut it yesterday. I was over here talking to him, and when I come around the corner, it looked like King Kong walked through here and threw stuff everywhere. Headstones covered up, trees overlapping on other trees, flowers thrown across the street.
Well, it's kind of frightening to see how big the roots are on these trees, and I've never seen anything like that.
Roselawn Cemetery has been around for over 100 years as the only historical black cemetery in Vian, Oklahoma.
Bodies that was moved from Sandtown Bottoms, Oklahoma, known as the Wildlife Refuge. Bodies from the 1800s was moved by the Tulsa Corps Engineers up here to Roselawn Cemetery to their final resting place. Also, right here is the Trail of Tears section, the Cherokee Trail of Tears section.
And just around 6 a.m. this morning, the storm swept through the cemetery in a matter of seconds, leaving damage to many of the tombstones. Regina says she almost lost count.
There was no wind or anything, but it was real still and had that real still. You can tell that tornado weather is still and humid. You can tell something could go down, pop off at any time, but no sirens, no nothing.
Due to the damage done, the cemetery is asking for help from the community.
Well, we need volunteers to come out that have family members buried here to help with clean up, pick up limbs, chainsaw, pick up flowers, and also we will accept any and all donations at Roselawn Cemetery, P.O. Box 1472, Vian, Oklahoma 74962.
This is Jaya Brown reporting. Roselawn is asking for families who may have a family member buried at the cemetery to reach out to report any damaged headstones. With more storms heading our way, the Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management says there are steps you can take to limit your yard running amok with every gust. Make sure you're regularly trimming broken, dead, or weak tree branches. You can also anchor or weigh down lightweight yard items and patio furniture. This will help ensure your trampoline doesn't end up in your neighbor's yard or go rolling down the road. Be sure to move small blowables and breakables to a safe place before the storm hits so they don't end up scattered around your property.
Small businesses and private nonprofits impacted by recent drought can apply for economic injury loans. The disaster declaration covers nearly 20 Oklahoma counties, including Canadian, Cleveland, and Potawatomi. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, these loans can help offset the economic losses caused by the drought, which began October 29th of last year. The deadline to submit an application is July 7th. And that was your Big Story Breakdown.